Chapter 6. Don't worry, God is there. We know that God is everywhere. He is our Father and takes care of us. He will never abandon us. When we face difficulties, when we do not succeed, when we are beaten, we naturally wonder if God is really there with us. Doubts fill our minds and we lose our faith in God. We feel God has forgotten us. Often, when we are successful, when we are hale and hearty, when everything goes as we wish, we tend to forget God. Now, who really forgets whom? Does God forget or abandon us, or do we forget God and abandon Him? Let us read the poem, Footprints in the Sand, and see what it has to tell us. One night, I had a dream. I dreamt that I was walking along the beach with the Lord, and across the sky flashed scenes from my life. For each scene, I noticed two sets of footprints in the sand. One set belonged to me and the other to the Lord. When the last scene of my life flashed before my eyes, I looked back at the footprints in the sand. There was only one set of footprints in the sand. I often noticed that it happened at the very loneliest and saddest times in my life. This really bothered me. So I questioned the Lord about it. One set of footprints in the sand, but you promised me you'd hold my hand. Tell me why in the troubled time I look back and only find one set of footprints in the sand. Lord, you said that once I decided to follow you, you'd walk with me all the way. But I noticed that during the most troublesome times in my life, there was only one set of footprints. I don't understand why in times when I needed you most, you should leave me. And the Lord replied, My precious, precious child, I love you and I would never, never leave you. During the times of trial and suffering, when you saw only one set of footprints in the sand, it was that I was carrying you. One set of footprints in the sand. Oh yes, at last I understand. Through every trough you carried me. Now I praise the Lord each time I see one set of footprints in the sand. The poem clearly tells us how the Lord protects us. We fail to understand His love and concern. Let us always remember that the Lord is always there with us. This is all the more true in times of our need.